Hold up. Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host. What do we got going on tonight, my man?
The main event of UFC 324, the fight that nobody wanted for Interim Gold. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Let's talk about it.
Listen, guys, for a while there, Justin Gaethje, or at least some people in this camp, were saying, listen, if we don't get a shot at gold, this might be it for Justin Gaethje. He might retire. Now, some people say that's just a rumor. A lot of credible people were saying it, so I think it was a little bit more than a rumor. So here we have Justin Gaethje getting a shot at the title, the interim title. I don't know how happy that made Justin Gaethje. Maybe he's super happy. Maybe he's like, hey, I'm going to hold the gold no matter what. And he's going to hold that interim belt, which to me, all the interim belts are fake titles. But listen, here we are. Pimblett and Justin Gaethje, my thoughts. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I think Justin Gaethje has proven that he's punch drunk. I like Justin Gaethje. Super nice dude. Some things outside of MMA I don't like about him. But other than that, seems like a super nice dude, family oriented. I love it. Love it all. Super nice dude. I fuck with it. That being said, I think he's going to lose. I think whenever I see Justin Gaethje go up against other very well-rounded, good strikers, I don't think he does phenomenal. Paddy Pimblett has proven he has a chin. He could take a punch. He can take you to the ground, even though it's not his preferred methodology. He'd rather punch your face in. I think Paddy Pimblett doesn't have as much wear and tear as does a Justin Gaethje. Hence my punch-drunk comment. Justin Gaethje has over and over taken maximum amount of damage to prove that he's the highlight, which he does. He's put up a number of career phenomenal wins, number of highlights. But with that comes a lot of wear and tear. And that's part of the reason why I think they were throwing in the, if we don't get what we want, we're retiring comment. Because the reality of the circumstances is that Justin Gaethje does have a lot of wear and tear on that gear. And I think that retirement is not that far off. So this was his way of saying, I need to get a title before I get out. Maybe another fight or so to make that I now have a title money, right? And then after that, maybe cash out on a big fight. That being said, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Paddy Pimblett has a number. Even though Paddy Pimblett has not faced anywhere near the amount of good competition that a Justin Gaethje has, if you look at both of their resumes, Justin Gaethje has way better names on his record, although not all of them were, in fact, wins. I think normally I would give the edge to Justin Gaethje. The biggest reason I'm picking Paddy Pimblett in this battle, boy, is because there is way too much damage on that old boy, Justin Gaethje. I think on a number of times, including when you guys saw that he got KO'd by Holloway, I think because of things like that, I think it's easy to see. He goes in there, he takes a lot of damage, and while he tries to give a lot of damage back, if they were to go firepower v. firepower, I don't think Justin Gaethje can win. I don't think he has the same type of firepower, the same type of vigor, the same type of adrenaline that a Paddy Pimblett does. Whenever I see Justin Gaethje talk, it's very soft, very calm. And some people say, hey, man, it's part of the character. Dude's a killer. Fair enough. Paddy seems hungry. Paddy seems like he just wants to get in there and tear a G up. And I think the fact that him and Ilya have an ongoing feud outside of the ring. In fact, I just saw a video that they actually saw each other, some sort of hotel or something like that, and they would have to be pulled apart. Things like that. I think it's a great build-up. I think the fact that Paddy's going to go in there and say, I need to get through this dude right here so I can get to the dude that I really want to get to and get the real title, I think it's a phenomenal way to build it up. I'm giving it to Paddy Pimblett right now. Paddy Pimblett, the Scouser, he's going to knock out Gaethje. Couldn't tell you what round, more than likely sometime in the second or third round, but it's going to come for sure. What do you think about that, my man?
You know, it's interesting to think because given that there's going to be a lot of marquee, at least a lot of marquee and marketing that have been pushing Paddy Pimblett. Again, Justin Gaethje, it seems like he's going to be the sacrificial lamb in this. And Paddy Pimblett, which is going to be like the obvious one that's most likely going to win that fight. Again, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. But again, I'm putting my money on Paddy Pimblett winning that fight. It's interesting to think that all this marketing, all this push towards Paddy Pimblett, everybody kept asking the one question that was pretty much in everybody's mind. Why is Paddy Pimblett a rank number 5 in featherweight? Why is he getting a bigger shot against this than a rank number 1 obviously under the champion, and Arman Tsarukyan. And I think everybody likes to point out the obvious Dana White privilege and all that. Everybody likes to meme about that. And again, now the marketing towards Paddy Pimblett, it's looking like Paddy Pimblett does have that Dana White privilege. Trademark. But I do think another thing that we have never really brought up until now, and really anybody in the MMA community really doesn't bring up, is that there can be an opposite of a Dana White privilege. Don't know what it's called, but at the very least, for sake of brevity, I'm just going to call it Dana White headache. Arman Tsarukyan is very much a Dana White headache. Now, again, this isn't me saying that Arman Tsarukyan doesn't deserve it just based on that alone. I do think he does deserve a shot at Elliot Taporia for the title. But given the amount of headache that Arman Tsarukyan has put on Dana White, turning down 3 fights, and the fact that he threw in a headbutt even before going up against a fight against Dan Hooker at the presser, which, again, a strike like that could potentially cancel the fight altogether. And that being the main event, and Dana White has pretty much gone on record, the moment a main event gets canceled, he gets very, very irate. That in and of itself puts so much strain on Arman Tsarukyan's stock, whether or not he's ranked number 1 or number 2, way more higher than Paddy Pimblett. And Dana White's eyes, we're not booking it for anything. In fact, I even heard rumors that Arman Tsarukyan might not even get a fight until the very tail end of 2026, which, if that's the case, dog, Dana White hates your guts. Whether the question of Arman Tsarukyan deserves a shot, I personally believe on merit itself, he does deserve a shot. Unfortunately, because Arman Tsarukyan proves way too much to be a headache in Dana White's eyes, honestly, that's going to kill your booking, dog. And unfortunately, even though it's a fight that, again, nobody wanted, this is the fight that we're going to have. Everybody says Arman Tsarukyan deserves a shot. I believe he deserves a shot. But Arman Tsarukyan proves time and time again to be such a tireless headache. And unfortunately, this is the kind of fight that happens. Do you want to blame Dana White? Absolutely. He's the one booking this for the most part. He's the one commissioning all this. Blame him. 80% should be on him. 10% of that, we got to be honest, Arman Tsarukyan kind of does his own booking, if we're going to be completely honest about that. Am I being too unfair on him? But what do you think about that?
You do realize that just added up to 90%, right? You didn't add up 100%. You said 80%. Dana White, you said 10%.
Okay, so my math was off, but again, you kind of get my point. But my bad math aside, what do you think about that?
No, I agree with you, man. I think Tsarukyan has become a thorn in Dana White's side. I mean, he's canceled on multiple, shots at the title now. Why would you book him? Why would you book him for a title shot if he's missed out on multiple shots now? There's always an excuse for Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan is his own worst enemy. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know if Arman Tsarukyan is just... he's one of those people that he tries to stop himself from being that guy. But listen, man, when you fail one time at getting a shot at the title, after that, you got to kind of... doesn't matter what happens, the second time you go for the title. The second time that you get a shot at it, you show up no matter what. I know injuries aside, blah, 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 back injury, whatever you want to call it. But he's not doing himself any service. And at this point, I would be surprised if he got a shot at the title. But listen, it'll be interesting to see what happens again. I'm not mad at the fight. I just think it's going to be kind of a one-sided event. Maybe Justin Gaethje proves me wrong. He has all the tools to do it. He has enough firepower where it can scare Paddy. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't believe so. But we'll see what happens, guys. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.